What's up, everybody? It's Conger Live. Welcome back to the channel covering TMNT Mutant Madness. 2020 is over. We are in 2021. January has a new top 10 list. After all the characters have been released this season, we now have access to a lot more information. And I know what you guys are thinking. Characters are getting reworked. Or maybe by the time you watch this, some characters have been reworked, but not enough characters in the top 10 right now are getting touched for me to think that many of these characters won't get bumped out of top 10. So right now, in January, as it stands, these are the top 10 characters. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you like this content, give us a thumbs up, and let's just get right into it. Our number 10 spot. Some people are not going to like this, but what I believe is the 10th best hero right now is Snow Mikey. Now, I have Snow Mikey at 4-star, and I would imagine that these characters on this top 10 list, basically considering 4-star, level 200 across the board. I am considering some of the level 225 and 250 skills, though, when I thought about this, but Snow Mikey gets the number 10 spot. Now, there is a little bug right now where he doesn't remove the defense with his dash. So that should be probably fixed, and that's why I think that he is one of the best characters. I think he's better than the original Michelangelo who made my list last time. So that's why Snow Mikey makes it to the number 10 spot. And in number 9, he may have been bumped down a couple spots, but I still think he's one excellent tank, and that is Ray. Ray is still an excellent character. Now, they may do some minor nerf to him, but I don't think it's going to take him out of the top 10 slot just yet. He's still an excellent tank. He gives himself defense. He slows and reduces haste of his enemies around him. So I really like Ray. I used Ray for a long time. I have a lot of experience with him. So I do think that Ray deserves the number 9 spot in my top 10 list for January. Moving on to number 8. I haven't had him unlocked, but after hearing how great he is and after reviewing his kit earlier with you guys, Frosty is one of the best characters, and I think he's probably better than Ray as a tank, which is why I moved him up. I see him a lot of the time now in PvP, and he's not the easiest guy to kill. He is pretty beefy, and he reduces the defense of his enemies. So he's pretty nasty. That's why I think he deserves this number 8 spot. He could be ranked higher, and maybe after some of the reworks, but I think that where we're at right now, Frosty deserves the number 8 spot for the top 10 list. Moving on to number 7, one of my favorite characters. I've been using him. He's my strongest character at the moment is Donatello. Now, Donnie, the reason why he's only number 7 is that his ult, unless you're targeting it, doesn't always give the defense to all your allies. It focuses more on doing damage. But he's still an amazing trickster support. I love using him. He really comes in clutch a lot of the time. So with all the things that Donnie does, he definitely deserves the top 10 characters. Number 7 in my book. And we're going to move on to number 6, which is another one of my best characters, is Casey Jones. Casey Jones is the poor man's Zorax. Now some of you are already thinking, oh, Zorax, where is he going to land? I think last time I put Zorax at number 2 or number 3. Did not review my video. But Casey here, he hits hard. He takes defense away. The one thing I'm not super stoked about Casey is that he has, in one of his abilities here, he receives -70 alertness for 5 seconds with his Goongala. Now, alertness is what gives you more defense. So I don't like the fact that Casey makes it harder for him to gain defense in order to do more damage. So that's why Casey, even though he still hits super hard, probably the second hardest hitting character in the game, only gets the number 6 slot. Now, before we move into the top 5, I want to go ahead and mention some honorable mentions. These are characters that are within the 11 to 15 range. I didn't quite give any assignments, but these 2 characters I think are absolutely great. I've heard a lot of great things about one of them, and the other one I use regularly. So the first one that I've heard great things about that gets an honorable mention is Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa is one of the best supports in the game. She's underrated overall. So she didn't quite make the top 10 list, but she is an excellent character. I've heard of some people running just 5 supports using her in there. Some of the Channel 6 towers where I have to fight with a Mona Lisa, it is quite annoying. So that is why Mona Lisa gets an honorable mention. I'd like to see some more play with her in the future. And the other honorable mention, because I love using him so much, is Ace Duck. Now, some people say, Ace Duck's not that great. He doesn't survive that well. Well, for me, Ace Duck is almost always the last one on the board. He gives himself defense. He's moving around all the time, making it hard to hit. He gives himself alertness, so he gets more defense from his allies. And that alertness bonus also helps him do more damage with his special. Now, the one thing about him is that sometimes his special whiffs, and I don't know if it's a coding bug or what, so they're looking into that. And that's why he doesn't quite make the top 10 list. Also, there's just more damage dealers out there and better characters that give defense. But all around, I think he's an honorable mention. I'm glad that I bought the season pass and I have him and I've been using him and I really enjoy playing with Ace Duck. Okay, those are the honorable mentions. Let's get into the top 5. Now, the top 5 characters are probably also the best 5-man team, in my opinion. Some people will want to switch one of these out for one of the characters I already mentioned, or maybe another character that they like a lot, because there's a lot of characters in here that do some really cool stuff. But these are the top 5 characters, and in the number 5th place is Leonardo. Now, some of you are wondering, why is your Leonardo only at level 100? Well, because I already invested in other characters. I used him a lot early on, and I know he's great. But because I now have a full squad of 4 stars, I'm going to put 3 levels into him here and there, eventually getting him up for the daily quests. Or if I pop a 4-star, I'll take him and put him into my squad. But Leonardo, he gives defense, he gives strength. He's just so helpful with his leadership abilities that he's definitely number 5, top 5 character right there for Leonardo. And number 4, I'm going to say, is Master Splinter. Now, I've been slowly leveling Master Splinter up. Same thing with Leo. I don't have him at 4 stars. If I did, I would put him in. But because I feel very comfortable with my 4-star squad, I'm going to keep using him for now until maybe the next Ooze event comes around. I'll dump into these guys and start playing with them some more. But all the raves from the community, Splinter giving the defense and the will and that big bonus at the beginning. He's definitely a great character. A lot of people love using him. He's probably number 4 in my book. So I would love to get this character at 4 stars, and so I could start using him. That would be awesome. And the number 3 slot. This top 3 was tough. Like I said, I polled, and April gets number 3. Now, a lot of people say you can't play without April. Your team falls apart without April. And April is a character that I don't have at 4 stars. I will still put her in my squad. I'll take out one of my 4-star tunes to put April in if I'm having some trouble, because April gives defense and she gives alertness, and that alertness boosts how much defense they gain, which is why she's so good. She like doubled down on that defense give, which is why April is the number 3 character. But because she's number 3, she's one of the top 5, she's probably going to be in almost everybody's squad if they have access to her, which most people do. You're going to see a lot of April. She's great. Now, they are going to have a small nerf coming to her, not sure exactly what, but I can't imagine they're going to make her too much worse, because they've nerfed her twice already and she's still amazing. So I have a feeling she's still going to be really, really good even after the nerf, and we'll find out where she lands on next month's top 10 list. Coming down to the top 2, last time he was number 1, he dropped down to number 2 is Toka. Toka is probably the best tank in the game. Some people might argue who've been using Frosty that Frosty might even be better. And then Ray might even be better in certain situations based on how they move throughout the battlefield. But Toka being able to root his enemies really makes it to where they're not going anywhere. He gets all this bonus defense. So really, really great, especially against physical damage attackers against him. Is why, and he's just got such a huge health pool. So Toka is the number 2 tune for January. And coming into first place, you guys may have already guessed it. I alluded to it earlier. I want him bad. I'm saving my gems. I could have bought Splinter, but I want to make sure I have enough to buy Zorax when his tier box comes back around. So Zorax is the number 1 character in the game. After hearing from the community, everybody loves him. More people voted for Zorax than any of the others when I did the polls. So Zorax is definitely what the community believes is the number 1 character in the game. I believe that too because of how hard he hits and how if I can't kill him fast enough when I face against him, I am dead. I get murderized. So Zorax takes the number 1 spot right now, and I have a feeling that might still be true even after these reworks. So for January's top 10, there you have it. We have first Zorax, then we got Toka, April, Splinter, Leo, Casey, Donnie, Frosty, Ray, and Snow Mikey. Those are my top 10, and a little love for Mona Lisa and Ace Duck. What do you guys think out there? Do you agree with my top 10 list? Which characters are you sad didn't make it? Leave a comment down below. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. We just want to game smarter here, guys. See you in the next video.